Hello, my name is İrem Yıldız. I'm a DPhil candidate in Oriental Studies at the University of Oxford. I am excited to introduce you to my doctorate project called Blindness in Istanbul, Poverty, Disability and Education in the Ottoman Empire, 1868-1914. My research aims to understand perceptions and experiences of blindness in the late Ottoman Empire. It examines the history of blindness through three interconnected notions: poverty, disability and medicine, and education. I investigate the social arenas in which medical professionals, policymakers, educators, and the general public engaged with the concept of blindness and blind people through urban regulations, education practices, and the types of treatment offered. My main question is, how did the Ottoman state respond to growing numbers of infectious eye diseases, blind beggars, and unemployed blind individuals in late 19th century Istanbul? To address this question, my dissertation brings together the urban and institutional histories of Ottoman Istanbul, which have often been studied separately. Writing the history of blindness thus allows me to incorporate the historical fields of public health, disease disability, governance, education, poverty, and welfare, while engaging with broader attempts to write an history of blindness with a view to reconstructing the lives of blind individuals in 19th century Istanbul. This project explores the politicization of blindness in the Ottoman Empire during the reign of Sultan Abdülhamit II and the early Second Constitutional Period. In particular, the years 1868-1914 embodied significant legal change following the passage of the municipal regulation that gave municipalities full authority over hospitals and schools for blind and destitute children in 1864. I end with the relocation of the school for blind children to the poorhouse of Istanbul in 1914. I will show that the late Ottoman visually impaired individual was an institutionally and socioculturally constructed identity rather than a natural entity. My project reveals important changes in medical perceptions and how they shaped novel actions and policies related to the blind. In this part, I will look at the relationship between public health, medicine, and blindness in late Ottoman state-owned society. For example, in March 1884, Ottoman medical practitioners passed the Regulation of Infectious Diseases and Epidemics, which contained articles related to control and prevention of infectious diseases that pose threats to eye health. In the next part, I will survey the social status of the blind, with a particular focus on blind beggar. The many blind individuals begging on Istanbul streets attracted the attention of European and American travelers and missionaries. In fact, the term blind beggar became a descriptive category used widely by contemporary travelers and journalists to describe daily life in the city. Influence from the abroad, as well as Ottoman journalists' criticisms, created pressure on Ottoman government to control the movement of blind beggars and to develop new social policy tools and welfare institutions. These regulations reveal that the Ottoman state focused on the presence and movement of the urban blind individuals. In the final part, I argue that blindness in late Ottoman society cannot be understood without examining the regulations and institutions of the Hamidian era's public education system, particularly the establishment of the School for Deaf, Mute and Blind in Istanbul. During the ANAMED Fellowship, I will use primary sources located in various archives, libraries, and research centers in Istanbul related to the welfare, education, and health of blind people. Residing in Istanbul as I complete my doctorate project will enable me to visit personal collections and museums which holds books, ephemera, and objects about eye diseases. ANAMED's academic environment would allow me to exchange ideas and information with like-minded scholars, while also offering opportunities to share my research through public engagement activities. Thank you.